Hi, we're Team 2, and we're going to discuss the technological disruption Sony is facing. I hope you enjoy.
This is my chance to prove myself.
The goal for Sony Pictures is to increase sales. A sales goal is appropriate because the entertainment landscape has been shifting significantly over the last few years. Sony is attempting to entice a new group of individuals by introducing premium video on demand. Dharma will speak on this on a later slide. The key impediment Sony is facing and needs to overcome is to get new users or to switch users from using the current market dominating Netflix, which holds 51.8% of the market, Amazon Prime holding 24.8%, and Hulu at 9.9%. In the recent years, we've seen an increase in cord cutters and cord nevers. Cord nevers have grown up watching movies, TV shows, strictly streaming. So this is actually spilling over to the main big screen. We've also seen a lot more ease of information, like tomato meters, so people are more informed real time. The business challenge Sony Pictures is facing is a declining number of tickets sold, and the number of DVDs have also been declining. The last major film Sony Pictures had in the box office was Spider-Man 3, with about 49 million tickets sold and $390 million, 2012 dollars. You can account for inflation.
This is so much fun!
In reviewing the company portion of the 5 C's, we did a SWOT analysis for Sony Pictures. Some of the strengths had to do with the fact that Sony already has an online streaming service available, although it currently doesn't offer new releases. Also, Sony Pictures has a huge amount of content that it can make available already on its service. Also, Sony has a huge amount of brand recognition. It's a huge brand name in both the electronics and the entertainment segments. In terms of opportunity, we see a lot of opportunity with Sony being able to bundle their online streaming service with some of their television sales. Also, it can help to eliminate some of their current reliance on distributors in terms of box office theaters and retail outlets that sell DVDs. For weaknesses, we've seen that there was some complexity with setting up the UltraViolet service as it stands today, so those kinks would need to be sorted out. Also, there's not a huge amount of brand awareness for the current service that's available, so they'll need to do a lot of promotion to get it out. As far as threats, there are a number of large industry players in the online streaming services, such as Amazon, Hulu, and Netflix, and these competitors will need to be considered for Sony. Offering new movies on their existing UltraViolet streaming service would be a market development growth strategy for Sony, because it seeks to offer existing products, movies, to a new market, those demanding new movies through online streaming. In terms of collaborators, it is critical that Sony manage its relationship with current box office theater exhibitors in order to not disrupt this important business segment. Offering new movies through its streaming service direct to consumers may be upsetting to some existing box office theaters. Therefore, we believe that Sony should offer a 45-day window, box office exclusive window of time, where box office will be the only means in which consumers can see new releases. After 45 days, we believe it'd be fine to release it onto their app in order to not damage or risk any issues with their current collaborators. Of the contextual factors, the ones that are most likely to influence the success of Sony Pictures' UltraViolet service are sociocultural and technology. The sociocultural factor is important due to the growing demand for online streaming services by moviegoers everywhere. Technology is also an important factor because the UltraViolet offering is available solely online and therefore requires a user-friendly UI with easy setup and it must be able to handle a large number of viewers streaming content simultaneously.
So in terms of our customer segmentation approach, we're choosing to target people who watch streaming services, who are seeking new releases, and who prefer to watch those movies with friends and family. The reason we're targeting our segment in this way is because we did a survey of approximately 100 people and found that 52% of people surveyed favor streaming services versus 26% of people who favor theaters for new releases. Of those 52% who favor streaming services for new releases, the highest ranked way to watch those services was at home with friends and family. In terms of our competitors, there's really no one else quite like UltraViolet. While there are movie theaters where people can go to see brand new releases, just 45 days later, those same movies will be available on the UltraViolet streaming service. This is very different from other streaming services like Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon, who typically get their movies 90 days after they're theatrically released.
Our positioning statement will be as follows. For moviegoers looking to watch high-quality new releases available for at-home streaming with friends and family, Sony's UltraViolet online streaming service offers a variety of 4K quality movies, shows, and new theatrical releases available for streaming across all mobile devices.
Huh? Oh boy.
Okay, to increase the sales, Sony Pictures and other studios are planning to launch their own dedicated streaming services. So through these services, all the studios are planning to provide the new movies released within 45 to 90 days of their theatrical release to all the consumers, so that they can rent out these new movies within those timeline, and they can watch these movies on any of their devices. So they can watch these rented movies on their tablet, on their smartphones, or on their televisions. So Sony Pictures already has their own dedicated streaming services, but currently they are showcasing only old movies. So with this new service, which will be called as UltraViolet, Sony Pictures will be providing the new movies to their consumers. So Sony Pictures is going to use the pricing strategy as at-market pricing strategy. And currently Warner Brothers is planning to launch similar services, and they will be charging $40 for the similar services, and Sony Pictures will be implementing the similar strategy. And if consumers want to see the movie within 45 days of the theatrical releases, then the price would be $30, and if consumers want to see the movies after 60 days, then the price would be $20.
No dogma. Let's talk about other 4P elements. For promoting our service, we will utilize existing activities to save our marketing budget. If you think about Netflix case, they promoted the original contents first when they needed to broaden their awareness. In similar approach, our plan is using our opening movies for promoting our service. As you see, opening theater in July 7th. Also, we can state below, opening Sony store in August 22nd. The opening movie already has a marketing budget. In this method, unlike Netflix did, we would not spend additional money. Second, making brighter opening movie through the SNS, so we can benefit not only our service, but also the theaters. As you see, movie or drama open through the distribution channel, the brighter increases and gradually decreases. With the second launch of movie through our store, we could make second brighter boom for the movie. Lastly, we can use other multi-platforms for our service distribution channels, such as Sony Bravia TV and Sony PlayStation for promote our service. It is hard to tell the cost structure of Sony Pictures because the business is under the big corporation of Sony, and corporate cost and revenue are very varied for each movie. Once movie launched in theater, the revenue boomed up and gradually declines by the time. The company launched new movie periodically with the lineup to make revenue stable. The graph describes the revenue model of the film company. If the company can slower their erosion gravity of the content, it can increase the revenue. Our team computed slower erosion scenario for the second month. it equal to 2% increase of the movie sales over the 4-month period. It would bring $100 million revenue increase for the company annually.